everybody, Hugo Lopez here from Shrimp Lab USA, and welcome back. This is part 4 of our Breed for Profit series, and the day we've been waiting for has finally arrived. Our tank is cycled, and we got to put some test shrimp in there, and they're doing really well, but we'll get into that in a minute. I just appreciate you guys' support. I appreciate you guys subscribing and liking and commenting. It means the world to me. This episode also, we're going to go over a few breeds, some of our options for what we can put in this tank and what we can start breeding. We'll talk about what makes us the most money, and also just what breeds are fun to breed and what are easier to breed and stuff like that. So just appreciate you guys being here, and let's get it started. Thanks. Cheers. All right, everybody. So we made it. The cycling process is complete. Right around day 30, I did our 3 major hard tests. I did ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate, which we went over in the past videos, but I ended up getting a 0 reading on ammonia, 0 reading on nitrate, and nitrite, and a little bit of nitrate. The cycle was finished. I did an 80% water change on it, took the water all the way down, and then I added back in RO water and remineralized it to the TDS that I wanted, around 110, and that should be a GH around 4. I will be testing the GH, but from my experience, that's usually around the level that I wanted at. So I chose 5 Galaxy Pinto males that I had in my cold tank, and they're really nice shrimp, really healthy. They've been doing really well. They've been in there for 3 days now, 4 days now, and they're doing great. I'm super happy about this. I'm gonna leave them in there for another week or 2 and just monitor the tank. I'm gonna be doing weekly water changes, probably about 10 or 20%, but I will monitor it more than I monitor established tank or running tank these first couple of weeks particularly. I'm considering adding a few more shrimp in there, but just to kind of keep that bio load high. But yeah, this is it. They're doing really well. Haven't had to feed them, and I won't feed them for probably the first week at least. There's just so much food in there. All that algae, all that biofilm. They're going to town on it. See this little guy right here out visiting. But yeah, so we're really happy about that. So now let's talk a little bit more, and let's just figure out the eventual breed that we want to breed inside of that tank. So that'll be the next part of this video right now. All right, so now the fun part, guys. We get to figure out what kind of shrimp we want to raise, what kind of shrimp we want to breed. First, I keep about 8-9 Caridina breeds, and some of them are in the same tanks. Like for instance, I keep my purple Galaxy Tigers, or Nanansi, or Nanashi, I know a lot of names. I keep those with my red metallic of the same ones, the Galaxy Tigers. So, you know, some of my tanks I have a little bit mixed in, but I also have black metallic Galaxy Tigers in a separate tank. So, first of all, you have to think about what species you want and how many tanks you're working with. I like to say, you know, 3 tanks to each species, and that's for a high grade, a mid to lower grade, or like a grow out tank, and then you can also have a cold tank at the end. So you can use the middle tank as a grow out tank, bottom tank as a cold tank, or you could do different grades and just keep a high, a medium, and a lower grade if you're just doing one species. You don't have to do that, but it's going to help you out in the long run. Also, you can get started, establish your tank, establish your colony, and then start moving on to other tanks, which is nice. And that's why things like that air pump that I suggested is nice, because you can keep adding on to it. You can keep adding tanks onto it without having to buy more stuff. But let's get into the shrimp. So the ones I keep black and red and purple metallic Galaxy Tigers. So all 3 of those. Galaxy Pintos, of course, the base of everything. Galaxy Boas I keep, along with snowflakes and black and red Galaxy snowflakes. I also keep black and red Fancy Tigers. And then I also have a bunch of like classic ones that I've actually shrunk down and put all into like a same kind of tank. So a lot of like my my shadow pandas and my shadow shrimp, a lot of those are inside of a tank right now that's kind of like a cold tank, because I had to shrink a bunch of those down because I fell in love with too many other kinds of shrimp. So the 3 highest priced ones that I have are the snowflakes, the boas, the Galaxy Tigers, and then of course the black Fancy Tigers. I know a lot of you are interested in the profit side of it and everything, but we have to think about the different grades, and we have to think about, okay, so yeah, you get 10-15 babies from each shrimp that survive all the way through. How many of those are going to be high grades? Yes, high grades can get you hundreds of dollars, but your lineage isn't good, or if you didn't pay for a really nice shrimp, you might only get a couple of those good ones. You might want to keep those for yourself, so what you're left over with is a bunch of shrimp that are worth 5, 10, 20 bucks maybe. You know what I mean? That's just part of the game, and that's something that you have to accept and understand while getting into this. That everybody wants to know, well, why isn't every shrimp worth a lot? Well, there's 3 different things, like I said, that we grade these shrimp on, and it's color, the saturation or shell like thickness, and then leg pattern. Those are like the 3 main. Then we get into other things that aren't like judged, but that are very important, like lineage, and also the lineage breaks down into like how true they breed. So if you get a good shrimp, it's going to breed a bunch of beautiful babies that look exactly like it. But if you get one that's maybe the one nice one out of a whole bunch, you're going to get a whole mix of things out of it. So now let's get into the shrimp. I'm thinking Galaxy Pintos to start out with. It's a very good more advanced shrimp to start with, but it also is the precursor to boas, Galaxy tigers, snowflakes, and what you can do is you can select a breed out of that colony, all of those out of there eventually. It'll take years, and if your colony's not that good or it's weak stock or something like that, it might be kind of impossible to pull some of those out of there. But if you're starting with a good Galaxy colony, maybe someone's boa coals or something like that, they're going to have these genes from all these different things. You're going to be able to get them for a cheaper price and then build up, and I know that that's what a lot of people are interested in. Especially when you're starting out, you don't want to go spend hundreds of dollars on shrimp, because shrimp die, and it is heartbreaking when a $100 shrimp or a really expensive shrimp or just a shrimp you love dies. So we're not going to let that happen. But what I want you guys to do, there's been pictures up this whole time, I'll put up some more, but I'm trying to decide between black fancy tigers, red fancy tigers, Galaxy Pintos, or we can go more advanced. We can go to like a boa or a snowflake. There's all different things that we can go forward to. Comment below, let me know what you think, let me know what you want to see in this tank, and then we'll talk about it and we'll work it out. But yeah, should be able to put shrimp in there in the next 2 weeks that we want to breed. Right now I just have the males in there, and the males are just our test shrimp, which sounds a little brutal, but I'm comfortable with how the tank is. That's why I'm willing to test them. If I didn't think the tank was ready, I wouldn't have put them in there. So even though it's a test, I'm doing it very educated and thinking about the shrimp's lives and all that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Comment below, please subscribe. It helps me out so much, and your likes and comments mean the world to me. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, and keep it shrimpy.